Few desserts represent comfort and tradition quite like apple pie, known for its golden crust, sweet cinnamon-spiced apples, and irresistible aroma. This classic dessert has become one of the most beloved treats in the United States and many other parts of the world. The phrase "as American as apple pie" shows just how deeply connected this dessert is with American culture, family gatherings, and holidays. From Thanksgiving dinners to summer picnics, apple pie is often the centerpiece that brings people together around the table. The history of apple pie goes back hundreds of years. Although it is strongly associated with American cuisine today, its origins actually trace back to Europe. Early versions of apple pie appeared in England during the 14th century, where cooks combined apples, spices, and pastry to create a baked dessert. European settlers later brought these recipes with them to North America. Over time, the recipe evolved using locally grown apples and new baking techniques, eventually becoming the classic American apple pie that people love today. One of the reasons apple pie became so popular in the United States is the abundance of apples grown across the country. Apples thrive in many regions of America, from Washington State to New York and Michigan. Because apples are widely available and affordable, they became a key ingredient in many traditional desserts. Farmers and families would harvest fresh apples in the fall and turn them into pies, sauces, and preserves. Apple pie quickly became a symbol of home cooking and warmth. The beauty of apple pie lies in its simple yet flavorful ingredients. A traditional apple pie usually includes fresh apples, sugar, butter, cinnamon, nutmeg, lemon juice, and a flaky pastry crust. The apples are sliced and mixed with sugar and spices, creating a sweet and aromatic filling. When baked inside a buttery crust, the apples soften and release their juices, forming a thick, flavorful filling that perfectly complements the crispy outer crust. Choosing the right apples is very important when making a perfect apple pie. Many bakers prefer apples that balance sweetness and tartness. Popular varieties include Granny Smith, Honeycrisp, Fuji, and Golden Delicious. Granny Smith apples are particularly popular because their tart flavor contrasts beautifully with the sweetness of the sugar and spices. Some bakers even mix different types of apples to create a deeper, more complex flavor. To make apple pie, the first step is preparing the pie crust. A classic pie crust is made with flour, butter, salt, and cold water. The butter is cut into the flour until the mixture resembles coarse crumbs, then cold water is added to form a dough. The dough is chilled in the refrigerator to help it become firm and easy to roll. After chilling, the dough is rolled out into a thin circle and placed into a pie dish. Next comes the preparation of the apple filling. Fresh apples are peeled, cored, and sliced into thin pieces. These slices are then mixed with sugar, cinnamon, nutmeg, lemon juice, and sometimes a little flour or cornstarch. The flour helps thicken the filling as it bakes, preventing the pie from becoming too watery. Some recipes also include brown sugar for a deeper caramel-like sweetness. Once the filling is ready, it is poured into the prepared pie crust. Small pieces of butter are usually added on top of the apples to enhance richness and flavor. After that, another layer of dough is placed over the filling to form the top crust. Some bakers create a solid crust with small slits for steam to escape, while others prefer a lattice pattern made from strips of dough woven together. The lattice design not only looks beautiful but also allows steam to escape during baking. Before baking, the top crust is often brushed with a beaten egg or milk to give it a shiny golden finish. A light sprinkle of sugar on top adds a little extra sweetness and creates a slight crunch. The pie is then baked in the oven at around 375 degrees Fahrenheit, 190 degrees Celsius, for about 45 to 60 minutes. During baking, the crust turns golden brown while the apple filling becomes soft and bubbly. One of the most magical parts of baking apple pie is the aroma that fills the kitchen. The smell of warm apples, cinnamon, and buttery pastry creates a comforting atmosphere that instantly makes people feel at home. For many families, this smell is strongly connected with holidays and special celebrations. Apple pie is often served warm, sometimes with a scoop of vanilla ice cream or a dollop of whipped cream. The contrast between the hot pie and cold ice cream creates a delicious combination of flavors and textures. In the United States, serving apple pie with ice cream is sometimes called apple pie à la mode, and it is one of the most popular dessert combinations. The popularity of apple pie in America is not only about taste. It is also about tradition. Apple pie is commonly served during major holidays such as Thanksgiving and the 4th of July. Many families pass down their apple pie recipes from generation to generation, making each version slightly unique. Some add caramel sauce, others include raisins or nuts, and some experiment with spices like cardamom or cloves. In modern times, apple pie has inspired many creative variations. Bakers have developed caramel apple pie, Dutch apple pie with crumb topping, mini apple pies, and even apple pie cupcakes. Despite these creative twists, the classic version with a double crust and cinnamon-spiced apples remains the most beloved. Apple pie is also a popular subject in American media and culture. It often appears in movies, television shows, and advertisements as a symbol of comfort and home life. The image of a freshly baked apple pie cooling on a kitchen window is one of the most iconic representations of American domestic culture. In addition to its cultural importance, apple pie is also enjoyed in bakeries, restaurants, and cafes throughout the United States. Many diners proudly serve homemade apple pie as one of their signature desserts. Some bakeries specialize in pies and offer dozens of varieties, but apple pie is almost always the most popular choice. For people who want to bake apple pie at home, the process can be both fun and rewarding. It allows home cooks to experiment with flavors, apple varieties, and crust designs. Baking a pie from scratch also creates a sense of accomplishment, especially when sharing it with friends and family. Another reason apple pie remains popular is its versatility. It can be served as a holiday dessert, a weekend treat, or even a comforting snack with coffee or tea. Because apples are available year-round in many places, apple pie can be enjoyed in any season. Nutritionally, apples provide fiber and vitamins, though the sugar and crust add extra calories. Still, when enjoyed in moderation, apple pie can be a delightful treat that brings joy and satisfaction. Many people also create healthier versions by reducing sugar or using whole grain crusts. Over the years, apple pie's become more than just a dessert. It represents warmth, family, tradition, and the simple pleasure of homemade food. When people gather around a table to share a slice of apple pie, they are also sharing memories, stories, and moments of happiness. Even in a world full of modern desserts and creative pastries, apple pie continues to hold a special place in people's hearts. Its timeless flavor, comforting aroma, and rich cultural history ensure that it will remain a favorite dessert for generations to come. Whether baked in a home kitchen, served in a restaurant, or enjoyed during a holiday celebration, apple pie remains a true symbol of comfort and classic baking.